Well, hello there, and welcome back to the next 6 minutes on the 6th Avenue. Yeah. Let's see. There we go. Well, welcome back to 6th Avenue on the next 6 minutes. Today I'm going to be talking about there we go. Well, welcome back to the 6th Avenue on the next 6 minutes. I'm on location at Pearl on the Concho in San Angelo, Texas. It's one of my favorite little spots to go anymore. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about the Second Amendment and journalistic freedom. So I'm going to do a few panning shots while I talk about that. Greetings, and I hope you've had an excellent weekend thus far. Well, greetings, and I hope you've had an excellent weekend thus far. Gosh, a little harder than I thought. Well, greetings and welcome. Greetings, everybody, and I hope you've had an excellent weekend thus far. Today marks the first. Today marks the first what? First annual? No, or it's gonna be the greetings and greetings, everybody. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend thus far. Guess what? Today we're going to be trying something a little different. I'm going to be working with Liberty for Breakfast, aka Plain Speech on YouTube, and Slightly Salty YT. We're going to get together and have ourselves a little live stream, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, this is actually the first time I've ever tried to do something like this, so I don't expect everything to go smoothly, but under the tutelage of Liberty for Breakfast, I think we'll be able to figure this thing out. So if you have nothing to do this evening and want to come by and be part of the chat and, well, just listen to a bunch of guys talk about things relating to social justice and censorship and other kinds of stuff like that, then, well, we have something more or less along those lines planned for tonight. So, I guess if you decide to show up and have a little fun with us, well, I guess I'll see you there. Until then, have a great afternoon. Hi there, and welcome back to the 6th Avenue on the next 6 minutes. I'm not going to waste much of your time here because I really don't have a story to talk about, but I am working hard on getting those kind of episodes filmed and edited down for you. I really haven't been around much this month. I've been out of town a lot, so I didn't have time to really get anything done. I did, however, have the opportunity to speak to a number of people and get their input as far as my videos go, and I'm left with the impression that I could do a lot better. There are certainly a lot of good things that I do, but of course there are certainly things that could be improved upon, and that's what I'm going to be concentrating on for the next few videos in order to bring more of what I would tend to expect from me as far as a developing YouTuber and content creator, and so on and so forth. I've taken some steps, of course, in achieving that goal by, of course, expanding into live streaming, of course. I had the opportunity to work with Liberty for Breakfast, aka Plain Speech, and the Slightly Salty YT. Great guys, all of them. Here's an interesting thing to note is that Slightly Salty is actually two people. OK Ranger and Euphoric. And I have a kitty cat that is, of course, trying to get into the act. Everybody wants to get into the act. Anyhow, yeah, so I've been doing that, and of course I have to go shopping tomorrow, of course, because unfortunately, as I was out of town, my refrigerator gave up the ghost on me, so there's that worry to deal with, but my apartment building is of course accommodating me there as far as ordering the equipment for me, so I don't have much to worry about there. I don't know why I got into that personal tangent, but anyway, of course I look forward to a eventful June, because June is going to be a big month for me, and of course I'm going to be doing more live streaming, of course, and bringing more stories, and I guess that's about all I have to say about that. All of you continue to have a great week, and I will see you as soon as I can get everything filmed and edited down. Until then, have a great week. Hi there, and we are back in the studio. Well, the thing about the Second Amendment is that in order to protect the First Amendment, you need the Second Amendment. A little differently. And we are back So what's the big hubbub? What's the big fuss about what Washington wrote? Well, here it is. Several times as a co-host and commentator on Cam and Company on NRI TV, and contributed. We'll try that one again. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch asserts that Washington was not suspended for the views expressed in her column, but for failing to disclose her promotional work for one more time. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch asserts that Washington was not suspended for the views expressed in her column, but for failing to disclose her promotional work and professional. Try that again. Now that seems very interesting to me. The reason I say this is because, well, if we're one... let's say, just hypotheticals, would like to use the word problematic because it's a problematic word anyway in our current vernacular. It's been too widely used by, well, one can see a very clear conflict of interest there. You would not suspect. And well, I need to sit down and catch my breath. Well, I'm sure all of you have your own opinions about this, and if we're being perfectly honest, but given the conflict of interest, but more, could one conclude, could one step out on the proverbial limb and yeah, the $1,000,000 question here is could one draw the conclusion? The conflict of interest concept and more along the lines. Considering that, could one possibly conclude that if it was easy, anybody would be doing it? Which particular conflict of interest they may be citing? Oh, so fuck this. But I find it very, very hard for beep, 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 would not have been aware of her activities and had no idea about her particular activities and to work on as far as their assertions about Ms. Washington. Try that one more time. Piece that puzzle together. Well, I hope they're... Oh gosh. Enjoy a little footage after this of this wonderful place that I have been so fond of for so many years, and you all take care.
How
The federal misdemeanor court there are a lot of right ways and a lot of wrong ways to do things. If you rub your brain cells together, that's a little mean. That's a little mean. It never needed to go this far. Typically raked over the coals. We can actually back it up to that. Let me start with this one. People like Mr. as the opportunity to really to really connect, really communicate, and responded to this incident. We can do it one more time, and we're going to do it better and show people that. One more time, you almost had it. For people like, it comes from their intention to show. It's unfortunate that the events that led up to this. It's unfortunate to see this as. It's unfortunate to have to, because I see it as a very unfortunate, unfortunate lost topic. It's sad to see that this It's sad to see that this has gone as far. Son of a bitch, really. It's sad to see that this had gone as far as it did. No, the language is bad. I'll be frank. This is the last time you're doing this. Just power through it. Gone as far as the those that caught up get those that get caught up in the world of those that get caught up in the briar patch, which is come on, man. Those that got caught. These are men and women that those that get caught up in the briar patch of bureaucracy and so on and so forth, what they typically and try not to give people this Memorial Day, try to remember those that this Memorial Day, try to remember those that served. This Memorial Day. Even if it's only a few seconds, just take a little time and regardless of what you feel about, try to remember that I'm having a bit of difficulty putting an ending on this video, so I will just leave it at this, and all I will do is bid you all it's kind of tough putting a ending on a video like this, so I won't do that. Instead, I will just wish you a very safe weekend, and I will get very hard to work on the next episode of the 6th Avenue in the next 6 minutes. And until then, you have a good week. Well, it is 7 a.m. on Memorial Day morning. I'm about to try a Tim Tam the way that has been suggested to me by Australians. You take your Arnott's Tim Tam, you bite off the top here, in the corner, and then you bite off the opposing corner. You dip it in this, and you drink it like this was a straw. Let's see if I can actually pull that off. Sorta. It's really only good for one time. Anyway, I got a soggy mess to eat here, so happy Memorial Day, everybody.